Imagine a world where a person is working a full time job but is still forced to sleep on the street, in tents, cars, and anywhere they can to seek shelter. On top of that, they're being harassed, assaulted, stripped of their property, and even criminalized. That is a reality that many Los Angeles citizens are facing right now. My topic for Project One is housing and the cost of living in Los Angeles. The most important ideas I found in Project One research were the cost of living adjustments, the growth of WUI zones, vehicular homelessness, mental health, and substance abuse disorders among the homeless population in Skid Row. The issue is the rapid rise in housing and cost of living and affordability in Los Angeles, and government organizations such as the Housing Authority of the City of Los Angeles are stepping in to address it. My primary stakeholder for Project 2 is the Housing Authority of the City of Los Angeles. My secondary stakeholder is the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. My fault line for Project 2 is the City of Los Angeles. The Housing Authority of the City of Los Angeles addresses the housing and cost of living crisis and the issues it's creating, such as the lack of cost of living adjustments, the growth of WUI zones, the rise in vehicular homelessness, the mental illness and substance abuse disorder among the unhoused population in Skid Row by offering services and programs such as the voucher payment standards, Section 8 housing, tenant based supportive housing, and housing opportunities for mentoring and education program in Los Angeles,
The first
California.
research by Gillich and Borman titled Wildcat Imaginaries from Abolition University to University Abolition for my research on housing and the cost of living highlight the cost of living adjustments in Los Angeles, California, and HACLA recognized this issue, which is what makes them provide relief programs. As stated in the introduction, the city of Los Angeles is facing a rise in housing and cost of living and affordability. According to Gillich and Boardman, there aren't any cost of living adjustments being made by the UC system, and this mirrors the same situation happening in Los Angeles, where people's wages are not being reflected by a cost of living adjustments. The failure to raise wages made it difficult for students and faculty of the UCs to have stable housing. Gillich and Borman highlight how failing to adjust the wages to support the cost of living for UCSC has led to a rise in unaffordability among UC students and faculty, not just in UCSC but in all UCs, including UCLA. Their work shows that without a cost of living adjustments by the UC system, people will be unable to afford necessities and are forced to protest in order to bring change. This in turn creates a situation where a government organization like HACLA is needed to step in and provide aid to those who need it. WY growth and climate change for my topic on housing and cost of living highlights the issue of the growth of WY zones in Los Angeles, California, and HACLA views the scale of this issue, which is why they provide relief programs. As stated before, Los Angeles has a rapid rise in unaffordability problems, and WY zones are the consequences of this growing issue. According to Greenberg et al., people who commute in coastal cities like Los Angeles commute from cities like Riverside. People who live in Los Angeles would rather commute to the city for work than to live in the city. This in turn can have environmental consequences such as pollution and climate change, which ultimately forces the government to stabilize the unaffordability situation or find another way. Greenberg et al. Highlight the growth of WY zones around major coastal areas. They highlight how low income people move to rural areas at the expense of longer commutes because they can't afford to live in major cities. The same situation is happening in Los Angeles. The cost of living and housing is pushing people out of the city and into neighboring places at the expense of longer commutes. This then creates a space for government organizations to step in and find a solution. The third resource by Gio Marina et al. Titled Who Lives in Vehicles and Why? Understanding Vehicular Homelessness in Los Angeles for my topic on housing and the cost of living highlights vehicular homelessness in Los Angeles, California, where HACLA is located and provides relief to those affected. As stated before in the introduction, Los Angeles is experiencing a rapid rise in unaffordability. According to Gio Marino et al., this unaffordability among the vehicular homelessness population is affecting the majority of families with children. This crisis is pushing people to live in their vehicles and just to have a roof over their heads, and they can't move anywhere else because they don't have enough income to afford a home anywhere in the city of Los Angeles or its neighboring cities. Gio Marino et al. Highlight vehicular homelessness among the Los Angeles homeless population. It states that most who are living in vehicles are families and single mothers with their children. These families, even with a full time job, are not able to afford a place in the city to live. As stated in the thesis, the housing and cost of living crisis creates a hole for a government organization to like the HACLA to come and provide a solution. The fourth resource by Castellanos, titled Los Angeles Homeless Encampments East of Main Street, for my topic on housing and cost of living, highlight the rise in mental illness and substance abuse among the homeless population east of Main Street, Los Angeles, California. And HACLA recognizes this issue and provides help to those affected. As stated before, Los Angeles has a housing and cost of living crisis. This unaffordability leads people to live on the streets of Los Angeles. According to Castellanos, the mental illness and substance use that people are facing in east of Main Street in Los Angeles has been going on since the 1980s. This unaffordability was causing people to end up in this place and be exposed to drugs such as crystal meth and fentanyl. This in turn makes the population of unhoused people rise in this area. Castellanos' work shows the issue that homeless people is facing in east of Main Street in Los Angeles, such as mental illness and substance abuse. These issues among the homeless population coming up bigger problems such as the spread of diseases from used needles, which, as stated in the thesis, calls for a government organization such as HACLA to step in and offer services and programs to help with the certain population. The Housing Authority of the City of Los Angeles addresses the issue of cost of living adjustment by providing the voucher payment standards in Los Angeles, California. This claim directly supports what was said in the beginning about Los Angeles of an unaffordability crisis. As rent prices increase and wages stay lower, HOCLA increases the amount of rent assistance through the VPS program so people aren't burdened by rent when their wages stay the same. The VPS acts as a cost of living adjustment to help with the rising cost of rent. This claim also supports the thesis because it shows how the Housing Authority of the City of Los Angeles is creating a program to help with the cost of living adjustment. By providing this program, HOCLA is directly playing a major role in the unaffordability crisis of Los Angeles. This shows how HOCLA, a government established program, is stepping in to help the people by adjusting the cost of living adjustment. HOCLA addresses the issue of the growth of WUI zones by providing Section 8 housing in Los Angeles, California. As stated in the introduction, there's a growth of WUI zones in California. HOCLA is providing Section 8 housing to stop this growth. According to HOCLA, the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development funds HOCLA to provide Section 8 housing in Los Angeles. By providing affordable Section 8 housing, people in Los Angeles are no longer forced to move out of the city and commute back. Now, with affordable housing, residents of Los Angeles can live in the city affordably and no longer require commutes for work and other purposes. It directly supports the thesis statement because it shows how HOCLA is addressing the housing and cost of living crisis in Los Angeles. By providing Section 8 housing to residents of Los Angeles, HOCLA is stopping the growth of WUI zones and other issues it's causing, such as pollution and climate change. This ultimately shows how HOCLA is stepping in to help the people in need, playing a major role in reducing the growth of WI zones around Los Angeles. HOCLA addresses the issue of vehicular homelessness by providing tenant-based supportive housing in Los Angeles, California. As stated in the introduction, the Los Angeles homeless population consists of many vehicular homeless people who are living in their cars, RVs, or any other vehicles. According to HOCLA, the TBSH program provides permanent housing for families and ensures they maintain stable housing. Since many of the vehicular homeless, as stated in Resource 3, are families, the TBSH program is directly helping them find stable housing. This shows which approach HOCLA is taking to battle the affordability crisis in Los Angeles. This also supports the thesis statement stated before because it shows HOCLA's approach to solving the housing cost of living crisis in Los Angeles. By providing the TBSH program, HOCLA is directly helping those who are living in vehicles by providing them with permanent housing. This further proves HOCLA's involvement and support to addressing the vehicular homelessness in Los Angeles, California. HOCLA addresses the rise in mental illness and substance abuse among the homeless population in east of Main Street by providing the housing opportunities for mentoring and education program. As stated in the introduction, in east of Main Street in Los Angeles, there is a big population of unhoused individuals who are battling mental illness and substance abuse. According to HOCLA, the HOME program offers health and wellness activities to these individuals. The goal of this program is to help those individuals receive the help they need and get prepared to enter the workforce and find employment so they can afford a place to live. As stated in the thesis, HOCLA is the government organization that addresses mental illness and substance use in east of Main Street in Los Angeles. By providing the HOME program, HOCLA is directly involved in addressing the rise in mental illness and substance abuse among the homeless population. The HOME program further supports the thesis of how HOCLA is addressing the rise in mental illness and substance abuse among the homeless population in Los Angeles. The overall significance of what was said is to inform the audience about the ongoing housing and cost of living crisis in Los Angeles and what efforts the Housing Authority of the City of Los Angeles is making to address this issue. In the introduction, all the issues that the housing and cost of living crisis were causing were listed, and in the body, all those issues were unpacked and explained to inform the reader. These resources inform us of the story of what low income Los Angeles citizens are experiencing. These resources explain issues such as COLA, the growth of WUI zones, vehicular homelessness, and the rise in mental health and substance abuse among the unhoused population in Los Angeles. The body explains why and how those issues were caused by unaffordability. The body identifies HACLA as the primary stakeholder that addresses these issues and informs the reader about its interest in Los Angeles. The thesis statement stated HACLA's efforts to address these issues that the housing and cost of living crisis have caused. The primary stakeholder, HACLA, is informing us of what they are doing to address these issues. The claim explains the reason for stating the various programs that HACLA is providing to the people of Los Angeles. Furthermore, the claim supports the thesis because it emphasizes its informational value.